Yes, you have, girl. Don't you know you got to tell the truth, yeah? Baby, why don't you tell me the truth now? You know you got me doing everything crazy that you want me to do. Yes, you have, yeah. Watch it. Loving you is just a little bit easy. Started so hard to stop.
Alright, so growing up was, I would say I had a fun childhood because first I was surrounded with everybody, my siblings, my parents, and it was just fun all the way. Obviously, would travel, come back with gifts. He always buy us gifts. He was this very, very chill, cool guy who would he's the one we always run to when Momsy starts to discipline and all that. He's the one who always say it's okay, and then Momsy is the racketing one that when it's time, you know that beating that they will start with cane and end up with hand. So yeah, it was fun. It was fun, yeah, all the way. 5. We are 6 in total. 5, but I have 5 siblings. That would be my mom. Because my mom is, you know how parents can be very protective, how they would want to have you around them at all times. My mom is this person who she wanted to be in charge of everything at every time. So she wants to know why you have 80 leaves that are reduced to 49 leaves in your notebook. She wants to know why you went to school with 1 pen and you came back with 2. She wants to just know everything. So she had a greater influence. Although my dad is someone that I would want to consider as a really, really great man because he had a very, very extraordinary life. He's this very calm and cool person, and I always feel like he's not a human being. But yeah, because my mom is the one who's more around. My dad wasn't very around because of his work, the nature of his work. He had to travel or he had to be transferred and so on and so forth. But yeah, my mom is the one with greater heart. Secondary school was fun. Secondary school was fun for many reasons. I don't know how many people, I don't know what it is like today, but then in secondary school, you can imagine where you pay school fees and you are doing feed drive and you are still leaving school because of feed drive, even though you pay school fees. It was just fun. We did very, very crazy things that you'll be wondering, why are these children behaving like this? But also we're just catching fun at that time. Compound work, you know about compound work, clearing of grasses and so on and so forth. Stuff like this just made school fun. Apart from just the learning, these other things made school fun generally. No, I'm not in a relationship. Okay, so what most people don't know is I spent only a total of 2 terms out of how many in the hostel. First being JS1 first term, and the second one being SS3 last term, when we have to write. In fact, why I did that was because it was compulsory for all SS3 students because of the WAEC exams. So now this is the interesting thing is, first day of being in the hostel, in the boarding house, that particular day we had to go for dinner. So when we got to the mess hall, or the dining hall rather, when we got to the dining hall, we were all seated. Now the sitting arrangement is that everybody will sit facing someone of the opposite sex. So a guy is sitting opposite a lady and vice versa. That didn't go down well with me at all. Like, in my mind, let me tell you the truth, in my mind, I was sinning against God. In fact, in my mind, my mom was just going to show up from nowhere and say, Chima, sure you sat down properly. Because, now, side note, my mom always knows when we are doing something. Because she's highly spiritual. Her spiritual senses are very, very heightened. So, she would just call you and say, Chima, what is going on? This, that. So, I just felt like I was just going against the will of God for my life and my destiny. Okay, so I'll say, first of all, I grew up around, I have women around me because, of course, I have 5 siblings who are ladies, and then a very strong influence in the person of my mother. When I say strong, I mean very strong. Like, she would practically hold your hand to make sure that you do whatever it is you have to do. And she practically taught me what it means being a gentleman, being how how to treat women the right way and stuff like that. And also my sisters too. My sisters, I had them around me at almost every point in my life. Either I would have every one of them around, or I'll have some of them around. So having these people around has also influenced the type of women I want to be around, or I want to have in my life. Okay, so everybody, first of all, every average guy wants to have a woman who has a great body. So that's one checks on the list. But then that's not even the main. No matter how we look at it, the truth is that's not even what it is. What I'm looking, the kind of woman I really don't know how to put this answer, but I just want a woman who would give me peace of mind. I think that's just basically it. I'm not looking for heaven and earth. I'm not looking for I'm not looking for heaven and earth. I just need peace of mind. I need a woman who is going to be crazy about me, just as I know I'm going to be crazy about her as well. So that's non-negotiable. Okay. So I'm going to try to be realistic, so it doesn't seem like I'm just talking. The truth is, no matter what you say, it is not entirely easy to just open your eyes and want to settle for a woman who isn't skilled in domestic affairs. But that being said, being skilled in domestic affairs in itself isn't what will keep a relationship or a home. Being able to cook, being able to clean, being able to do all of that isn't what will keep the home, isn't what will build the home. It is just one of the ingredients that is needed to spice the home. In secondary school, secondary school was the first time I got exposed to all the peer pressures that I can ever think of or talk about, and one of which being porn. Secondary school was the first time I was exposed to porn, and even I almost started smoking actively back then in secondary school. But the only thing that I would say saved me was mostly because of where I'm coming from. I thought about it, not because I felt like righteousness wasn't really what I looked at, even though it's one of the things, but it's not what I really looked at. I just felt I was disappointing my parents, I was disappointing my roots, and so I didn't feel like I should get involved in any of those things. So these are the two major things that I know I was exposed to back then just by being around people. I can vaguely remember. I'm not very, very sure. But I know that I have had some kind of conversations with some guys that I sat down and thought about, and I'm like, this didn't really go. This didn't go. This doesn't sit well with me. This guy is really, he's freaking me out right now. But I have not had any outright approach from a guy before.